Hello, hello, hello. Good evening. I hope everybody is well. Welcome to Dawn ROX BOX. Now, I am coming on a little bit early than it states, but I'm hoping to have our special guest to come on at 7. So I thought I'll come on a couple of minutes early just to get our presence out there and set the energy. So a little bit later tonight than normal. That's just down to the energies and down to people. The lady we've got coming on had clients. So we were going to go for 6:45. We had a crystal order arrive today. So by the time we were unpacking that, I thought, actually, let's push it to 7 o'clock. So apologies for the delay, but we are here. We're on board. I hope everybody is all good. Good evening, Laurie. I hope you're well, sweetheart. And also, we've had 2 amazing spheres come into Dawn ROX HQ, and they're not light, but look at this. Isn't that beautiful? All the way from India. So this is moss agate, and I have no idea how much it weighs. I put it on my scales here, and they wouldn't take the weight. So yeah, it is amazing, Laurie, and it's moss agate. So a beautiful sphere of green chalcedony. It's a beautiful mixture. But at the bottom here, you won't be able to see it because it's going a bit light now. But over here, you might just see some red markings. So it actually contains a bit of bloodstone. So yeah, which is quite common in the green chalcedony, that there would be bloodstone in that. So it's a beautiful mineral. Yeah. Evening, Shardy. Evening, Carolyn. No shipping for this to go to America. Yeah. I have to say, I think it's heavier than my black moonstone. With my black moonstone, I feel more at ease holding that, whereas here it's a little bit, I can't hold this with one hand. So yes. Good evening, Sarah. Hey, Craig, how are you doing? I hope you're well. Serenity Craig, you might have just seen him commenting. He is my new boss of Serenity Radio, and I am so excited. Serenity Radio UK, if you've not liked their Facebook page, why not like it? If you've not listened, why not listen to it? It's a fantastic well-being radio station, and they've now just updated their What's On guide for next week. And the beautiful Jo Dupfield, who we've had as a special guest a few months ago. In fact, I need to have her back. She's amazing. She's got 2 shows on there now. an absolutely inspirational lady who does a show Coming Out of the Dark, and she's had some amazing people on board opening up onto how they found their path to spiritual awareness. And the beautiful Pearl Cox, she will be coming on to Dan Rocks at some point for a chat. She's a very, very interesting lady. She's got a backstory. She's done some work, and she's got 2 shows on there as well. The lovely Hilary Stanley is coming on board with the Spiritual Compass. She will be on Serenity Radio doing her show. And on a Thursday evening at 6 o'clock, on there is a little slot for a Daniel Neal for Crystal Cornucopia. So yes, my show is being aired next Thursday at 6 o'clock. But look on their website, look on the What's On, and have a look at the amazing people that they've got on board, talking about all things well-being. Well-being is the objective, is the main key there. So yes, and if you don't catch me on Thursday at 6, I am repeated at Sunday at 12 o'clock midday. My show is repeated. So not a boss, we are family. We are family. Do you know what? I've only been with them properly for a month, but doing the meetings, doing the Zooms, there is already a strong family vibe there. I feel very much part of the group, part of the team. It's amazing. They've put in so much hard work, and it's really nice to see it being paid off. So yes, Serenity Radio, it's an amazing station. So please tune in. You can even go on Facebook, because now that they've reached 2,000 likes on Facebook, you can go onto Facebook on the business page there, and you can listen to it on Facebook. They've got a player on there, so you can always be in with the loop. So let's move on. Oh, I can see this beautiful lady in the waiting room. She's gearing up. She's ready to go. Yeah, I met this lady at the Oasis weekend. She was on there as a facilitator, so was I. She contacted me after my workshop. Sadly, I had my own workshop, so I missed her talk, but I've heard such good reports back from her workshop, so I was sad to miss it, but I loved her energy, just being a viewer on Oasis. So I've asked her on board tonight to come on to give a little chat, a little bit about what she does. So my beautiful listeners out there, my viewers, if we are ready and sitting comfortably, I will welcome on tonight our amazing guest, Dawn.
Hello.
Hello, gorgeous.
I have to apologise. Technology has let me down. I'm on my iPhone, so I apologise now if there's any problems, because it wouldn't let me on my Mac enter through the thing. So I'm really, really sorry. So yes, I'll start with an apology.
Sarah, sweetheart. Whatever will be, will be. The main thing is you are here on a Mac or on the iPhone. You look beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
So
sweetheart.
don't you worry about that. How are you?
I need to adjust this light. Tell me if that's better. If I adjust in the light, is that better?
That's okay for me.
Cool, brilliant. Yeah, so thank you very, very much for inviting me, Dan. It's incredibly kind, and what lovely words you just spoke. Yeah, I resonated with you, is what I said to you. Your energy is phenomenal, and I just thought, what an amazing guy. So yes, you're brilliant, and I expect everybody listening already knows that. So I'm probably teaching them to suck eggs, aren't I?
But vice versa. It's amazing when you're on a Zoom, when you're in meetings, when you look across, and sometimes I feel bad with the facilitator who's organising the workshop, but you just sense that energy and you just think, I need to contact that person.
That one there.
That person needs to be on my level. And yeah, hi Janet, welcome, sweetheart. So Dawn, you are on tonight.
So I heard you introducing, when I talked at Oasis, I was talking about physical pain versus emotional pain. And I suppose what I ought to do first of all is explain to everybody what I do, who I am.
Please do.
I am sat in my clinic. It is a one-room clinic. I don't know if I move to the if I move that way, you might be able to see. Can everyone see? There's a bit of a backdrop. I'm very lucky. I work from home. I call it my shed in the garden, but it's a little bit more than a shed. And I moved my clinic here 4 years ago. In fact, 4 years ago on the 26th of September. So I'm just about on my 24th anniversary. And it's been amazing. My official title is I'm a doctor of osteomyology, and you know that sounds really posh and it sounds like I'm clever or something, but I'm really not. But basically, I'm a holistic practitioner, and I do anything from healing to bone crunching, you know, manipulating joints and everything in between. And I've been working with the angelic realm and spirit since sort of the mid-90s, and I got into this more holistic treatment side in 2009. And that was basically because I've been made redundant the year before and thought, oh my God, what do I do? And I think
what do we do?
Lots of people fall into what they want to do because they've like got this and I always think redundancy is always an opportunity, not a challenge. But I've suffered with physical pain myself and emotional pain, and one of the things that I had developed well before I started the clinic was I was working in employment services for the disabled people. So people who had long-term health issues, who wanted to go back to work. And one thing I noticed that was very common was low self-esteem and lack of confidence. And it comes out in the form of emotional pain and physical pain, because quite often if you've got those issues, you then start to feel things. And over the years since I've been doing this, what I've noticed is that if you don't deal with the right pain first, the other pain doesn't go.
Okay.
And so I have a program for dealing with self-esteem, and that's all about self-worth and self-love. And on an emotional level, if we don't love ourselves, emotional pain can be huge, because we don't believe we're good enough to be well, to have the things that other people have. And that for me is huge, because I believe every person on this planet, even the nasty ones, even Mr. Johnson himself, deserves to have the best out of life. And so I've been on a mission for probably 20 odd years now to help people over their emotional pain. And then when I noticed that if you help the emotional pain, the physical pain sort of seemed to diminish. Not all physical pain, obviously. It sort of gave me this conundrum: which comes first, emotional pain or physical pain? Physical pain,
chicken or the egg?
And it is the chicken or an egg. And that's why the talk I was going to do in Bristol was, you know, is this the new chicken and egg conundrum? And I genuinely believe that you have to know yourself well enough to know if your physical pain is something that is purely physical and it's a mechanical problem or a physiological problem that basically can't be helped by anything else. But if you've got a backlog of emotional, excuse the French, everyone, but crap, building up, it's like toxin. It's toxic, and it can cause lots of physical pain. So in my clinic, I've seen that many times, and I've gone to total strangers. Well, I know you've come here because your back's hurting, but do you mind if we just do this? And they look at me like I'm completely mad. And because I do an hour and a half of you couldn't believe that, could you, Dan? Me being mad, could you? No, never. But because
never.
I do a very thorough, long consultation and diagnostic process of an hour and a half. I'm not one of these come in, boom, 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 out the door people. By the time I've got to this suggestion that actually it's not what they think it is, they've actually developed some level of trust with me. And I do think spirit, you know, is working working on that as well, because I do work with, I work with spirit in the clinic. I work with my Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, and Jesus. They're often at my couch. And what I've noticed is the people that allow me to you know, hold their hand and help them eliminate emotional pain from their life as much as possible with my lots of different tools that I have, their physical pain reduces without me doing anything to the physical side of them. So their backache is slightly less, their knee ache is slightly less. And one of the things that I certainly know, and comes from being a healer, from being a Reiki practitioner, is that we all know that if you've got a knee problem, it's usually you've got a problem because you're not moving forward, you know. But that can be a physical problem. It could be a cruciate ligament, it could be a meniscus, it could be lots of things. It could be the fact that your pelvis is misaligned and the tendons are too stretched on one side and too lax on the other side. So there's lots of reasons why a knee can hurt. But if your knee is hurting because you are stuck and it can't move forward, then we need to deal with the why you're stuck, not with the mechanics of your knee. And people go, oh, I've got arthritis. And you'll be amazed the amount of time arthritis can disappear when you've dealt with other things, you know?
Yeah.
So my thing to everybody out there is there is so much you can do to get rid of pain. Now, not everybody gets rid of pain, you know? Sometimes we live with pain because that's part of our journey. So I don't want to say to everybody, oh yeah, we can get rid of your pain, because we may not be able to, because it might be part of your journey. But we can certainly help you manage your pain, and we can certainly look at whether it is emotional or physical. So yeah, I use many different things. I use techniques that deal with the brain. So I use tapping, I use rapid light energy, havering. I use visualizations, I use affirmations, I use aromatherapy, I use homeopathy, I use acupuncture, I use reflexology, I use deep tissue work, and I use physical crunching of bones, to name but a few. I mean, I have so many modalities, it's unreal, but I don't use them all on every patient. I mean, I used to. When I first started, I thought, I've got to do everything. And oh my God, people were falling over because I was over treating them, you know. So, you know, we learn to pull back, we learn to grow, and it's all part of my journey. But I think the question I have to your viewers is really, how many of you have put up with pain, whether it be emotional or physical, when you know you shouldn't? I think that's my question to everyone.
What a great question. So please do put an answer in the comments to Dawn about that question. Can you just repeat that?
Can I see these comments? Do I just click on chat, do I?
No, chat is us, but I'll pop the comments on the screen.
Oh, lovely, because I've never used this before, so I'm technically inept.
You're in my hands, sweetheart.
Oh, how exciting. How lucky for me.
It's been a while since I've had a woman in these hands, mind you, but for one night only.
One night only. There's a song there, Dan. One night only. One night only. Da, 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 da. Who sang that?
One night only.
One night. You'll know, because you're good like that. And I'm eating my tea as well. I apologise.
That's fine.
Any questions coming up?
So, Laurie, she's put yes, of course.
So, Laurie, my question to you then is, have you dealt with them? Did you distinguish whether it was emotional or physical? And have you managed to either live with it or get rid of it?
Sarah Matthews, Dawn, your energy is amazing.
Oh, thank you.
All that you do is incredible.
Oh, well, thank you very much, Sarah. I don't know who you are, but I'm going to send it straight back at you, because every one of us is amazing.
Absolutely. Our lovely Shardy, yep, me, both emotional and physical. So,
Shardy, my question to you is, do you know which is the dominant one, which is the cause and which is the effect? And if you don't, maybe you need to come and see me.
Belle, Yes, both.
Same question then, Belle. I think, do you see what I'm, this is a pattern I see all the time. And it's about, I mean, I think I have a sixth sense when it comes to pain. And I think that's why I have physical pain myself. I mean, don't get me wrong, I have emotional pain as well. God, we all have that. But I have this sixth sense when I sit in a room with somebody and I go, right, in this instance, I know that your shoulder's absolutely killing you. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to empty your emotional dustbin. And people look at me and I either go, oh my God, I'm going out the door now, or they go, oh really, that's exciting. So I've had some people who've gone, not come back, and that's fine, because then that means I am not their practitioner for them. And I think that's really, really important, is that you find somebody who can help you on your journey and hold your hand. Because the one thing, I mean, I've had so many, and I have done this journey with men, but I've done it more with women on the sort of self-esteem build, getting rid of the issues on self-esteem and the low confidence. But they always say to me, oh my God, thank you, Dawn, I couldn't have done, you've done this to me, you've done this to me. I go, no, I haven't done anything to you. You've done it all yourself. I facilitated you and your change that you wanted to do, but you just didn't have the right information to allow you to be able to do it easily.
Brilliant.
And when you went, hi Janet. Yes, both. I mean, this is what frustrates me in this world of pills and, the only answer is either a pill or surgery. We've got so many other answers to our well-being. I'm working with Dan at the moment on crystals, and the piece that a piece of rhodite gave me last week that I wouldn't have in a million of years have thought it would. But all these things are just so amazing that we don't have to turn to a bottle of pills. Now, please don't not take your pills, because sometimes they're really, really important. But before you have anything surgically intervention, please talk to me, because I swear there are so many surgeries that go ahead that don't need to be. Now, if you've got a gangrenous foot, yeah, that probably does need to come off. But if you've got back pain and they're saying you've got to have your disc, a discectomy, no, you don't. We can do that. It's true, Dan. Don't laugh at me, you bugger.
Oh, no. Laurie. So Laurie's answer to the question you asked her.
Went to the doctors, got meds, went to physiotherapy. Laurie, did it work? That's the first thing. Did that intervention work? Because if it worked, brilliant. Yeah, and Shardy, if I've seen that once, I've seen it 1,000 times.
So from Sarah Matthews, what if you feel it's a 50-50, one day physical, the next day emotional?
Well, do you know what? Pain, physical pain can cause emotional pain. It can cause depression. And if you're having a better day with your physical pain, you're not going to have your emotional pain as much. But emotional pain can kick in and to go, right, I want you to sort this out. Let me elbow you here. So it is a really hard thing. And without sort of meeting you and diagnostically, doing stuff with you, it would be, yeah. Oh, bless you, Shardy. Now, one thing I will say about tooth pain, if you have any pain around your teeth or your gums, little bit of oil of clove, CLOVE, essential oil, rub it in. If that doesn't get rid of it, then it's not physical, because oil of clove will get rid of any tooth pain really, really quickly. Do not use very much, and it tastes absolutely disgusting. Try not to swallow it. Okay, but it's amazing for pain. However, teeth sit in the jaw. The jaw by fascia is linked to the whole body. And I tell you what, I've had people who've got ankle problems where the jaw's been out. So, teeth and stuff are really, really important. But yeah, if you're feeling like you're not worth anything, which you are, by the way, you are worth $1 million, like everybody else in this room. well, then we need to tackle that. We need to get together and we need to boost each other. Now, sometimes that is easier said than done, okay? And people say to me, oh, it's right for you, Dawn, you're really confident. But I never used to be.
No, we didn't.
I used to have no self-esteem. I used to have this wonderful picture of confidence that I used to portray to the world. Now it's real confidence. I used to be 20 times the volume I am now. So you think it's bad now? Just imagine what it was like then. But that was because I was painting a picture that everything was fine, and I wasn't. And I went on a journey and I found my self-esteem. God, I wish I'd known somebody like me back then that could have, you know, sorted me out. But then would I be doing what I'm doing now if I hadn't gone on that journey? You know, hey ho. The things that we do for the universe, I really, you know, I do despair sometimes. But what I want to say is, if you are feeling in at all a way that you are not good, not brilliant, now your brain, that's brilliant, Belinda, fantastic. Bowen's technique is brilliant. You are, but the brain does not hear negatives. So if you say, I'm not happy today, it just hears the happy. But if you say, I'm sad today, it hears sad. Okay? So it's really important from an emotional point of view that you express things in positively. So I like to say, if I'm not feeling as brilliant as I did yesterday, I said, do you know, today I'm not as good as I normally am. I'm not feeling as well. I'm not doing quite as well, because the not is not being heard. So it's hearing, oh, I'm doing well. You're good as you normally are. La, la, la. And therefore my brain is going to go, so you want to be good? Excellent. We'll be good. You want to be brilliant today? We'll be brilliant.
Yeah.
And most people know that if you wake up in a bad mood, you stay in a bad mood. But if you wake up in a good mood, it really enhances your day. And it's so true. And that is the positive power of how our brains work. But some pain is really deep. Some pain is traumatic. Some stuff is so been there for so many years. It's not just a case of going shrugging it off and getting rid of it. Sometimes we have to do work on ourselves to actually get rid of that stuff. It's like the example I always use is, okay, can we have a little poll in the room? I want you to give me a yes or a no to whether you can do maths. M-A-T-H-S, maths. Can you do maths? Yes or no? I'm going to say yes. Dan, can you do maths?
Can I heck?
Can I? So that's a no, is it?
That's a no.
Okay. What about the rest of you lovely people in the room? Can you do maths? So just a quick yes or no. Everyone's thinking, what the hell's this got to do with pain? I'll show you in a second. Come on, ladies and gents. Let's have yeses or no's. Quick poll, straw poll.
While that is there, Laurie is saying, I love the positive messages. Yes, fake it until you make it.
I love that, Laurie. That's you're with me, kid. You're on my side of the room. Wonderful.
Yep.
Now,
so Janet.
Well done, Janet. I'm glad you can do maths. But what I'm going to do then is I'm going to use you as my subject. Oh, Pauline can't do it. No. Okay. So, Pauline, Dan, what's 2 and 2?
4.
What's 15 minus 4?
11.
What's 21 times 2?
21 times 2, 42.
So you can't do maths then?
That was so on the spot. You have no idea the PTSD I'm going to have.
But the problem is, at some point, somebody has told you enough times for you to believe you can't do maths. And it was probably because you couldn't do bloody algebra, which is really complicated, you know? But maths you can do. Now, it's so easy to install into our brains something called a limited belief. And that is where you believe something is true that isn't. And so I always go, show me the evidence that you're not good enough. Show me the evidence you can't do maths, Dan. Okay? And maths is a brilliant, because you're either going to get somebody in the room that says they can or they can't. You know, it's a straightforward yes or no question to whether you can do maths. And it's always down to beliefs. So what I always say to everybody is a lot of the time, some of our emotional stuff, and especially the lovely lady whose name I have now forgotten, who says she was discussing about the fact whether she's worth it or not.
This is the lady now, Shardy.
Yeah, Shardy. So, Shardy, the fact that you're even thinking that whether you're worth it or not is probably somebody in your past has gone, oh, you're rubbish, you're this, you're that, you're the other, la, 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 you're not worth anything, you'll never be anything, nobody's ever going to love you, la, 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 you know, as I like to do. And at some point, you've stopped fighting them, and then you start leaving them. And then that belief becomes a limited belief because there's no evidence for it. And of course you can improve, Shardy. Everyone can improve, and everyone can improve their self-esteem really easily, really quickly. And I love the fact that so many of you have actually saying, actually, I'm reasonably good. So emotional pain isn't always about self-esteem. Okay, it isn't always about that. It can be trauma from the past. It can be lots of different things why we have emotional pain. It can be that we split up from a boyfriend or our girlfriend last week. Okay, past lives, of course, Shardy. Past life stuff comes through. My snake phobia was from 6 past lives, for Christ's sake. I've dealt with that. No, I still don't want to be in a room with one, but I'm not a 10 out of 10 anymore. But it's all of this stuff is energetic, and it stays in our cells. It's like I don't know what it's like with you guys, but I've come over into my clinic and I've now looked outside and it's dark and it's raining. And it's like, oh, lovely. You know, winter's coming. But if I had some stuff to put in my bin and it was full and I was going, oh, where am I going to get? Oh, I don't want to go out to the dustbin to empty it. So what am I going to do? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my bin and I'm going to go, let's push all that stuff down so I can fit some more in. Yeah. So down it goes. That's what happens with emotional trauma, and I'm going to use the word trauma, that carries on through our lives. We go, oh, I'm not dealing with that today. I'll just push it down because actually I can't be asked to shout at this horrible person that's talking to me. So I'll just push it down and I'll deal with it later. But we don't deal with it later until eventually it gets up to here and it's going, no, I'm coming out. And then we have things like nervous breakdowns and depression and a poorly shoulder or a back problem, or we get squint, or, you know, lots of different things happen. Okay. But what we need to deal with is all that energetic crap. And I mean crap, and I'm not going to call it anything else. And we need to get rid of it, and we need to bang it out there and say, universe, put that in a blimmin' dustbin somewhere, lock it away, don't want that anymore. And you know what? That can take about half an hour to do. It's so simple with a meditation, a guided or as I like to call it, instead of a visualization, I like to call it an imagination. Because if you're like me that doesn't see anything, when we go people go visualize, and I'm going, it's dark, it's dark, there's nothing there. But if you tell me to imagine something, I can imagine it. Okay. And I've heard so many people over the years going, I wish I could meditate, but I never see anything. I wish I could visualize, but I never see anything. Well, you don't. You imagine it. Because I can tell you now, if I tell you all to imagine a blue elephant, you'll know what a blue elephant looks like. And it'll be in your mind's eye. Now, what we do is we get rid of the rubbish. And then when we get rid of the rubbish, we start to rebuild and put in positive stuff. And your aches and pains are hopefully going to diminish. They may not go completely, because we might have to do some physical work on you as well. Or we might need to give you a remedy, or we might need to give you some aromatherapy, or a little bit of acupuncture, or a nice reflexology, because that doesn't hurt. But we want to give you something that's going to boost you up, build your energy back up, allow you to believe that that pain doesn't need to be there anymore. And that, my folks, is what pain is. It is. That's all it is. It's an imagination that we can get rid of. And I know people are going to go, but Dawn, my back hurts. And I'll go, yes, it does, but we can release that. But no, that's 9 times out of 10, a lot of pain, especially when it's high level pain, is because of emotional, energetic crap in our body.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So I think emotional pain is first and physical pain is second on the whole, but there will always be an exception to every single rule.
Yeah, there'll be an exception to the rule, but wowzers, that is absolutely like, yeah. When you
And
put
by
it
the
like,
way, I can do this on Zoom. I don't have to have you in my clinic to do it.
oh no, I want to be in your clinic. I want you
Well,
to
you can
treat
come to my clinic. You can come to my clinic, but you know, for people that
I want
aren't
you to
in
treat me
North
like a
Bristol,
voodoo doll, darling.
I know. But if you're
Stick
not
your
in North
pins in
Bristol,
there.
you're not in North Bristol, Dan. You know, it's a bit of a way to come, but a lot of this stuff you can do without physically being here because remedies can be sent, blends can be sent. Oh, Sylvia, it is an illusion, my darling. It so is. You're so right. She's a lovely lady, Sylvia.
I like Sylvia.
She's
Again, she's another
lovely.
lady that I've met
I like
via
her background.
Oasis.
She's got all these backgrounds. I thought she was in the bloody Caribbean the first weekend we saw her in Oasis. I'm like thinking,
Yes.
oh, she's good coming to see us on the beach.
She was, yeah, she had a Caribbean background.
Something like that. Well, it was a beach with a blue sea.
Stroking a furnace pussy.
I know. I was just like, excuse me, what are you doing?
Yeah.
No, not on, is it? But yeah, so honestly, we can do. You can have a Zoom, Laurie. And
yeah, she's in America.
Is she? Oh, fantastic. Whereabouts in America are you, Laurie?
Pennsylvania.
Oh, well, is that in the middle? I ain't got a clue. I know I've been to New York and I've been to Arizona and been to California. And where else have I been?
She's another lady. If I go to Arizona, I have to let Laurie know because she's going to take a flight and meet me at Arizona. So,
well, I keep telling you, Arizona is the most beautiful place with the most beautiful crystals, and we have to go.
We do have to go.
And I know my way around there. I'm a physio. I totally agree. Emotional baggage. I know somebody. Oh, Charlotte, you're a physio. How fantastic. Oh, that's really good to know. So you must see this as well, Shardy, with your patients. Totally right, Shardy. And the trouble is, it's like, you know, there are some physical problems that are totally physical. I've got compressed disc, I've got iliosacral joint that doesn't work, facet joints and I can do so much. And I keep my pain at bay. My pain most of the time is only at 3. And it is a physical problem. It is nothing to do with emotions. It's to do with 2 bloody horrible car accidents. But there was a time when it was so bad. And that was because I had physical pain. Oh, that's lovely, Sylvia. You're lovely. West Virginia, Mid-Atlantic, West and South. I've been to New York. Oh, it's a beautiful place. Very mad. Not as good. It's not as nice as Arizona. Arizona was much nicer than New York. East Coast area. I know that. I do know the difference between that. So all I would say to you guys is, if you are interested, Dan, what do I do? Do I give out my information? Do I give them my email address or my Facebook page? What do I do?
Give it all. Give it all, sweetheart.
Well,
give us what you've got.
I'm Life, Life, and the word and soul, SOUL, empowerment. So you can find me on Facebook with Life and Soul Empowerment. But if you just look up Dawn Clode, because there's only one of me, you can link through that to my Facebook page, I believe. This is where the non-technical bit comes in. If you want to email me, take the name Life and Soul Empowerment, put hyphens in between and put a .co.uk on the end, and I'm Dawn at lifeandsoulempowerment.co.uk with hyphens.
Right, spell your email address out to me, darling.
Okay, so it's Dawn, DAWN.
Is this your email address?
Yes.
Dawn?
Yeah, DAWN at. Then it's Life, LIFE.
Yep.
The little dash hyphen.
Yep.
The word and, AND, hyphen.
Yep.
Soul, SOUL.
Yep.
Hyphen empowerment, so EMPOWERMENT. .co.uk. Empowerment. EMPOWERMENT. .co.uk.
That?
There you go. Yeah, that's correct. And I do have a website, which is that, but it's absolutely blooming rubbish because I don't do technology. I think I need to talk to Dan's hubby and pay him extreme amounts of money to sort me out and make my website and technical stuff good, because I'm rubbish at technology. It's the one thing I would say is my weaker point is technology. I use it, but I'm not the best at it, but I can use it.
Yeah. And Sylvia has just copied your Facebook page into the comments.
Oh, there's always somebody that's blooming good at this stuff, isn't there?
Ain't it
Thank
just?
you, Sylvia. I appreciate that.
Dawn's email address is on the screen in the purple banner, but if you look in the comments, Sylvia has also put the link in for Dawn's Facebook page if you want to ask furthermore. But is there any other questions while we have Dawn here to discuss about anything at all? Pain, self-esteem?
Anything on self-esteem? You're all wonderful. You don't need to worry about your self-esteem. There you go.
Absolutely.
But that's me being flippant. But actually, you are wonderful people. And if you can just believe that every day and just repeat that you love yourself, that you're worthy of love.
Affirmations.
It's an affirmation I have been using for 20 years now. And it's a really difficult thing to look in the mirror. You know, this is what, you know, lots of people struggle with, looking into their own eyes and saying, I love you. And you then put your name on the end. So I love you, Dawn. Dawn, you're lovable. Yeah. Dawn, you're worthy of love. It's and that is one of the hardest affirmations to say if you don't believe you deserve that. But if you start with like, so Dawn, I like you. Dawn, you're likable. Dawn, you're worthy of being liked, because you can't say you're worthy of being of like. That doesn't work. You can start with like and then move up to love. But you know, that is one of the most powerful affirmations to stand and look at yourself and tell you that you love you. Because if you love you, everybody else will. That is it. Because it's one of the things we look at the heart chakra. Because the affirmation for the heart chakra is I love. And so many people think of, oh yes, I love nature. I love my husband. I love my kids. Very rarely do anybody say, I love me. And it's the top one. The top mantra for the heart chakra is I love myself. And I get people to say, go to a mirror and say, absolutely. I love myself. Get a full length mirror. Absolutely. Shower, start butt naked. Absolutely. Look at yourself and go, I love me. Because you have to love you in the now, Dan. You have to love you, warts and all, whether you're fat, you're thin, you're ugly, you're beautiful. It doesn't matter. Love you as you are today. Because if you love you as you are today, you can then go and change things and love you even more. Do you think link pain in certain areas? Yes, yes, definitely. I mean, for example, just from a pure physical pain, not emotional, right shoulder pain is often a problem with the liver, for example. You can have somebody who's getting symptoms of cystitis, but not the burning. That can be your psoas muscle, because the psoas, as you're a physio, you will know that the psoas has two attachment origin points, but it also it links onto the top of the kidneys, and it can pull the kidneys and create a sensation that is akin to cystitis in pain. That is, so if you get the sort of psoas muscle out, that will go. So there's lots of things that pain can be because of a very physical problem, and if you can sort that out, I mean, it's like so many people go to their doctors with pain down their legs, and it's called sciatica. Well, sciatica, true sciatica, is actually an inflammation of the sciatic nerve. If you've got what the doctors called sciatica, that means you've got something pressing on the sciatic nerve, and it's normally either a bone or a muscle, because the sciatic nerve runs between the psoas muscle and the gluteus maximus, although sometimes it can run through the gluteus maximus, sorry, the psoas. Sometimes it can run underneath this, the piriformis. So, you know, so actually it can be the muscle that's causing the problem. But the sciatic nerve is made up of three or four different nerves, and they all come out of different parts of the spine. So they come out from L3, L4, L5, no, L4, L5, and S1. So that it's 3 nerves. See, I forget. I'm rubbish. I don't remember any of this stuff. My anatomy it goes out the window. But that nerve you can have an impingement at L3 that's causing the sciatic nerve pain, or it could be something to do the sacrum, which is the bottom fuse vertebrae of the spine. So there's lots of reasons why there's pain. But if you've got back issues and your back is not aligned correctly, you're always going to have problems with nerves, and you're either going to get a reduction of signal to somewhere, or it's slower to get to somewhere. So you might have less power in your legs or something, because the nerve signal is not getting there on time, or it's reduced, and so the brain isn't telling it how to function properly. And that is because if your vertebrae are not moving correctly, they will squeeze on nerves as they exit the spinal cord. So there's lots and lots of reasons why we have pain, and some pain just can't be managed. But we've also got pain from things that are just totally and utterly beyond physical, and they're beyond emotional. They can be, you know, stuff. Lower back pain, been told I have degenerative. I can't even say the word, Laurie. Yeah, well, the thing is, if your discs aren't functioning properly, I mean, I've got compressed disc at L5, which means it's been squashed, which means the gap that the nerves come out of is not as big because the disc has been squashed, so the space is not as big. But if you've got degenerative, I can't even say the word disc disease, then what you've got to look at is, are you getting blood to because they've got a blood supply, but if that's been blocked and they've died, then you're not going to get them back. So you've got to make sure you're getting your blood supply to your disc, which is good deep tissue massage to the area, bringing the blood to the area, which is carrying all the oxygen, all the nutrients, etc. But if the disc has degenerated to such a state that actually that vertebrae now hasn't got the gap where so the nerve is being pinched all the time, then you're going to get pain. But also what's going to happen, the muscles in that area are going to go into protection mode, because they're going, oh my God, there's something wrong. So they become bouncers, and they're quite thick. Muscles aren't the most intelligent thing in the body. And have any of you seen the film? I can't remember what it is, but where it's all the kids film, the cartoon with all the things in the brain, joy and all that sort of stuff. Well, I imagine everywhere in the body, there's little things that talk, and they go, right, okay, says the muscles, we must protect this area. So they all get up there and they're all bully boys, and they puff themselves up and they go into spasm to stop you moving, so that you don't do any more damage. But of course, that's painful, because that's not normal. So if you then have a nice massage that releases the muscles, you'll be all right for a little while, but your problem is still there. So they'll go, no, she's trying to do stuff she shouldn't be doing. Come on, boys, let's go back. And there they are again, puffing their chests up and, going into spasm again. So it's really important that you find out, is the degenerative discs, are they stopping the vertebrae moving properly? Are they stopping the nerve signal? So you need an MRI. You need an MRI, and you need to go to a good practitioner, because you can't do it yourself. You need to go to a good practitioner who's going to be able to very gently ease those bones to where they're going to be, give you the best possible chance, and do all the muscle work on your body, on your lower back. And then Bob's your uncle's Spanish and you'll be a bit better.
Any other questions at all, please keep them coming in for this amazing lady who I can listen to until the cows come home.
Oh,
Absolutely. Absolutely. engaging and really, really giving me something to think about and to carry on.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
So what did your MRIs, oh, sorry. What did the MRIs show? Did you see a compression so that this space was reduced? Did you have a bulging disc? What showed on the MRI? If you want to email me your MRIs, if you've got them, I'll have a look at them and see if I can see anything, Laurie. No problem at all. Just email them over and I will have a look at them.
Absolutely, because it's so nice to, and again, doing these nights and having people on, I just get blown away. One, I'm so grateful to have so many lovely people crossing my path who come on here to talk about their passion, their life, what they do. And it's just amazing.
Impressive. Yeah. Let me have a look at it, Laurie, because it may be that you although it's compressed, it may be you can still get some movement in there. And if you have your pelvis realigned, a lot of the time, if you go to a chiropractor or you're in America, so you may not have osteopaths, but a chiropractor will loosen up the lumbar spine, but he won't realign the pelvis. And if you don't realign the pelvis, your lumbar spine can't work properly. So if you want to, just email me and we can have a conversation, because rather than, because I'm now going to start talking technical, and I know she's going to understand because she's a physio, so she'll know what I'm talking about, and the rest of you will be going, what is that woman talking about now?
Shard is a physio.
Oh, Shard is a physio. Right, sorry, got that wrong.
Laurie's in America.
Laura's in America. Sorry, completely confused. But Shardy, you know what I'm talking about when you know that the pelvis is not aligned properly. You can't just do the lumbar spine. You've got to do the whole area. So, what was I saying before that, Dad? I've forgotten.
I was just saying how interesting it is and how lovely it is to have people coming on here and, to talk about this genre of holistic healing.
The thing is, we must share our knowledge, Dan.
Absolutely.
We must share our knowledge. Okay, it's cost me a fortune to learn everything I'm doing, but I must share it. I can't keep it to myself. It's got to be shared. It's like my passion is teaching aromatherapy. I do aromatherapy online. I do Zoom aromatherapy course. It's only a basic course. It's 5 2-hour sessions. But I want people to be able to use aromatherapy oils on themselves. I don't want them to have to go and do a year's aromatherapy course, but aromatherapy oils can be very, very dangerous. Mm-hmm. So I want people to be able to use it. So I've done 3 now since I've been in lockdown, which has been amazing. And I'll attune people to Reiki. The Reiki Association of Great Britain says that's a load of all rubbish. It's an energetic women thing. Of course we can attune it across the way, the ether, So I just believe we need to share these things, and we need to do it as cheaply as we can possibly can. We don't need to charge an absolute fortune to share our knowledge, even though it may have cost us an absolute fortune. It doesn't matter. It's really, really important that we give as much as we can for free, and if we can't do it for free, we do it for as cheaply as we can. Because
so many people say to me how cheap my full day workshops are, but I want to run it at a price that I want a single mum with 2 kids. I want it so that she can come on board and do it and not having to skimp out on a meal or skimp out on paying a bill. I want it to be affordable for everybody. I want to touch no, I don't want to touch everyone. That sounds a little bit wrong. And that is out live on Facebook that I want to touch everyone. I want to come.
I'm now thinking Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh, darling, I would love to dress up as a Rocky Horror Picture Show. Yes, absolutely.
Me too. I had a Rocky Horror 20th birthday party. That was the theme of my 20th birthday party 4 years ago. Yeah. We digress. But I totally am with you. Completely completely with you. You know, my professional association, we have to pay £175 to do a CPD for a day. And it's not affordable for everyone. Yes, we get our lunch. Great, brilliant. But I want to be able to do CPDs that cost, you know, a third of that, less, a quarter of that. And the more people, and I also believe if you've got 10 people registered, well, you can half the price. So if you had 5 people registered. So if I've got 10 people paying £20, or I've got 5 people paying £40, isn't it better to have 10 people paying £20 and 10 people have got the information and I've still got paid the same amount of money? That's what I believe.
Absolutely. It's why I hang up my healing couch. I used to do one-on-one healings with crystals, and I just thought to myself, why are people coming to you once a fortnight, once a month to do things that I can teach them to do themselves?
Absolutely. Unfortunately, some of the stuff I do you can't do yourself. It's you know, it's a little bit crunching bones and stuff. It's not good, but lots of stuff I do you can do yourself, and let's teach them.
You're not dominating the conversation at all, Laurie. We've got Dawn on live. Trust me.
I'm dominating it, but you're absolutely right. Barter your services. I swap my services. Absolutely. Reiki, you know, you can teach somebody Reiki. You can attune them, and they can sort your back out for you.
Yeah. I had a lady come today. She came to show me some of her essence sprays because I'm using one for a workshop I've got coming up. We belong to the sea. I've got a ocean spray, and she really liked one of my crystal spheres. And she was like, "Oh, that was up on social media the other day. Is it still available?" I said, "Yeah." She went, "Oh, I'd like to buy it." I was like, "Well, I really like your moon spray. Do you want to barter?" She went, "Well, that'd be a better idea." I said, "Wouldn't it just?" So we did.
There's no tax involved, Dan.
No. I don't think we can say that on live either.
Don't care. There's no tax involved because no money has exchanged hands, so you can't.
No.
But no, it's so true. It's so important that we share our knowledge and we impact. I mean, I chose the name Life and Soul Empowerment many, many years ago, back in the 90s, because for me, empowering people to be the best they possibly can has always been my mantra. So I did that well before I did any of the physical stuff. When I was just a Reiki healer, that's terrible, isn't it? When I was a Reiki healer to start off with, and then I was doing coaching and all sorts of stuff. So, you know, for me, helping somebody be the best they can, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and I'm not going to say mentally. I hate that word. I hate the word mental health. It's not mental health. It's your brain. You can have a chemical thing go wrong with your brain, or you can have an emotional thing go wrong with your brain. You have not got mental health. Mental is a word that is a really negative word that's used in conjunction with horrible things. You have something that is emotional on the whole, or you have something that's chemical. But again, people who have got some chemical stuff, it can be helped with something like cranial sacral. You know, we can help schizophrenia. I mean, I've never tried it because I've never had a schizophrenic come to me as a patient. I've dealt with them when I worked in disability, but never as a patient. But I am told we can, most people who have schizophrenia, their cranial sacral rhythm, which is the rhythm of the fluids around the spinal cord being pumped from the top to the bottom and round, because it just gets pumped round. That's called your cranial sacral rhythm. And that should be around 12 cycles a minute. So it's much slower than breathing. But apparently schizophrenia, people who have schizophrenia, it goes down to something like 8. And it really affects their brain. So if we can change that rhythm, and we can change that rhythm because it's the sacrum, sacral chakra, and the occiput, crown chakra, they move, you know, in fact, occiput is probably more throat chakra, to be totally honest. But they move. So if I do my hands like this, I don't know if you can see it, but they move like this. They move in tandem with each other. And that is what creates this pump. And we want everybody to be as well as they can. So we can affect the brain. We can affect the traumas. We can get rid of trauma. Tapping, rapid eye, there's so many different things. I can even do tapping over Zoom, because I can say, right, I want you to tap here 20 times. Then you're going to move up to your eyebrow. Don't do it at the moment, because you'll be doing different things. Stop. Because you don't, no, because you might do the wrong thing. But you have a sequence with tapping, but you can tap your own stuff. So you can do that tapping. So I can say, right, we're going to start up here at the eyebrow, top of the eyebrow here, right in the corner of the eye. And then you're going to come down here. Then you're going to come under your arm and come here. And then you're going to go up to your collarbone. And then you're going to go on your hand by your little finger. And you're going to do that many times. And then you're going to follow, your eyes are going to follow my finger on the screen. And blah, blah, blah. So I can do tapping without you being in the room. And we can get rid of emotional trauma. I had a patient ring me today who came in last week, and she's a lovely lady, and she's in her early 60s, and she thinks she's losing her mind and getting Alzheimer's. She's been to the doctors, she's spoken to the mental health team, and basically I've waited for her for a long time to ask me for help, because she's not the sort of person who you can just do things to. She has to ask you. And I said, Dawn, do you want me to help? Funny enough, she's called Dawn as well. Do you want me to help you? And she said, yes, please. I said, right. So I did tapping on her. And basically, I can say this now because she's not in the room and you don't know who she is. She left her kids with her husband when they were small because of the circumstances of their marriage, which was pretty horrendous. And she has carried guilt of that all her life. We got rid of the guilt. We did it all. And you just all this stuff. She rang me today and said, thank you so much for last week. It was amazing. I just can't thank you enough. Thank you. And I'm saying, stop saying thank you. It's my absolute pleasure to help you realise that you're not a loony, basically.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that is what is so important about everybody who is part of this amazing community that we have here on Oasis, everywhere else. Everybody is not in it for themselves.
No.
There's altruism in the room. We know that we've got to get these horrible vibrations of level 2 and some level 3s to vibrate at a higher level so that the world can be a much better place. And the only way we can do that is to stand out there holding hands with each other, saying, I give this love to you. This is my gift to you. And yes, the universe does know that we need to pay our bills. And yes, we do need to charge sometimes, but it's not about charging, hundreds and hundreds of pounds, because that's morally corrupt. Yeah.
We shouldn't be able to pay our rent by just having one client.
No, definitely not.
No.
I mean, it would be lovely for my back, Dan, but it's not happening because I couldn't do it. I mean, when I moved here 4 years ago, I said, that's it. My prices are never going up again unless there is a financial reason for it, because physically I own, it's going to cost me a lot more. And of course, what happened, COVID comes along and we've got to buy all the PPE and everything else. So I had to put my prices up, and it broke my heart to put them up. I only put them up by £5, but it broke my heart. But I've got less patients coming in and I'm using more PPE than you can imagine. But it broke my heart to put prices up. Absolutely broke my heart, because I want to be affordable. People say to me, oh, Dawn, you don't charge very much, really, considering other people. And believe you me, I do. I charge a lot. It's 30 quid for half an hour with me. And I think that's a lot. I really do. And it's £55 for an hour. I think that's a lot of money. But I know for Bristol, what everybody else charges, it's not. But if somebody came to me and they said, do you know what, I've only got a £5, I'd say, fantastic, put the £5 down there, get on my couch.
That is it is, I mean, we've done it before on our stall, not just with treatments, but with crystals. If I see somebody and that there is that connection, and it's like, okay, I've had that crystal for about 3 years now, wondering, why is it still here? Why have you not found the guardian? You're amazing. They need it. Oh my God, this is gorgeous. Oh, I can't afford that. What have you got?
What can you afford?
What
can you afford?
Thank you very much, bye. Because I would rather know that crystal has gone to somebody who's going to appreciate it, work with it, deal with what they need to deal with,
benefit from it.
Absolutely. Then for somebody to be able to buy it because they can, not because they want to, but because they can, and
it looks pretty.
Collecting dust, looking pretty. Yeah, absolutely. And that really satisfies me. When I just see that person going away with that crystal and they have got their best friend, that really makes me feel happy. It's like, yes, I'm going to go to heaven. Those pearly white gates are opening for me.
Well, we're all going home at some point, Dan, so don't worry about it, and you'll be there, definitely. But the one thing I always say about that is, it's like, I treat all my patients' children for free. There is no payment for children. Absolutely zero. I don't care whether they earn a lot of money or they earn nothing, their parents. I do not charge for children. I refuse. When I was growing up, my parents didn't have to pay for any of treatment I ever had for anything. And I believe that children should have free treatment. I also believe that if you come regularly, and you come every 4 weeks or to 6 weeks, whatever you come, which a lot of patients do with me, if you have a problem in between, I don't want you to wait another 2 weeks, another 3 weeks. I want you to ring me up, pop in 5-10 minutes, me sort it out, bugger off on your way. And no, you're not going to insult me by putting any money down. That's free. Because what we give, we get back.
Absolutely.
And it may not be now, it may be later, but at the end of the day, we're not given these gifts to be totally selfish. We're given these gifts because we are here to help people. And do you know what? I don't care if you can't afford it. If you can't afford it, still ask me. Because even if you only pay me a £5 for a treatment, which isn't a lot, most people can afford that. But if you can't afford a £5, when we see you, when we do, let's go and have a beer. Do you know what I mean? I just think people need to be looked after. And for me, on the whole, I mean, I never charge for oils. I never charge for remedies. I don't charge for anything other than my time. Yeah. So whatever you get acupuncture needles stuck in you, if you go home with a 50 ml aromatherapy blend or a handful of homeopathy tablets, whatever you get, it's on me, because you've paid for that, because you've paid for my time. And even if you only pay me a £5 and actually that bottle of oil cost me more than the £5, tough luck, Dawn, because you would have made that £5 on the next person that's coming in. Yeah. So it's so important that we give. I can't stress it anymore. And if all you can give to somebody is saying something positive, oh, do you know what? You look lovely today. Because that will mean more than anybody anywhere has ever said to them in a month. And if you just say something that's going to boost that person. Who was the lady who said earlier, because I forgot, I'm really rubbish at names, but one of the ladies said earlier, she was talking to her friend about that she was feeling worse. She wasn't feeling good.
That was Shardy.
That was Shardy. Shardy, did your friend turn around to you and say, oh, my love, you're gorgeous, or something like that? Because Shardy, I've seen your picture. You are bloody gorgeous. And you know, but if you don't feel gorgeous, it doesn't matter what anyone says. But the more people that tell you you're gorgeous, that tell you you're worth something, there is going to be a time when you're going to start to believe it, and the pain will go. Yeah, it will. Absolutely. Yeah, and I totally agree. Be careful with negativity. I mean, the one thing that I always say is always send love and forgiveness out. Because if the bugger that you send it to doesn't want it, it'll come back to you threefold. Thank you very much. I'll have all the love and forgiveness. Excellent. And I've now started to deal with people I don't want in my life anymore, who I know we've run our course. I actually say goodbye to them. And I say goodbye nicely. And I always leave a door open so that if they want to come in for a cup of tea at some point in the future, they can. I never do it negatively. And it's taken me, you know, I'm 58 a week Sunday. It's taken me a long time to get to know this. So, you know, don't think I'm one of these souls that, you know, came into the world kicking and screaming, knowing what to do, because I certainly didn't. However, I so believe that my job on this planet is to help others be their best. Yeah. And you find that, I mean, I've just did an interview with Joe Duckfield on the radio show on UK Serenity about my past and stuff, because that is it. A lot of people think that if you're doing good, you've come from good, but not normally. It's normally you've known what it's like to be at rock bottom, and Absolutely. You will do your damn hardest to stop anybody from being in that place where you've been.
Absolutely.
And feeling those feelings and feeling like a piece of, excuse the vernacular, but a piece of shit on somebody else's shoes. That is the worst feeling in the world. And you don't want anybody. I don't want anyone to have the back pain that I've got. I don't want anyone to have the depression that I had. It was awful. And I don't want anybody to sit in that hole, that dark, dark place that I sat in for quite a few months. Even though when I was getting better, I was still in the hole. I was gradually climbing out. But I don't want people in that place. I want people to experience what I experience now, which is the joy in the world, to see the sun, to see the leaves changing colour. And yeah, it's windy and miserable out there, but that's nature. Nature is beautiful. And I want people to see that.
Absolutely. Definitely. Absolute. I agree with that.
Oh, Shadi, I don't know what you do, my love, but I reckon that you can offer a hell of a lot. Because
he's the physio.
She's a physio. Oh my God, you offer so much, Shadi. But do you know what? You don't have to be a physio to help people. You can help people in so many other ways.
Yeah.
And do you know what? Don't let your job define you. Let you define you. So don't worry about whether you're a physio. It's like people say to me, "Oh, you're a doctor of osteomology. That's really posh." I said, "No, it isn't. I'm just a holistic health practitioner. It's just a title. I just passed some exams and wrote a 10,000 word essay, and I got a piece of a certificate on the wall." And it just means the only reason I ever say I'm a doctor, I changed it on my passport, but it's only because somebody told me I might get upgraded, and blimmin' hell, didn't I? I got upgraded on the flight to America. And I swear it's because I had Dr. Clode on there, on my passport.
No.
I did. One of my patients told me a long time ago, if you've got the title doctor, because they don't know what type of doctor you are, so they're thinking, oh, well, just in case we need somebody, they put you in. So I got upgraded to premium economy. Thank you very much. Lovely.
Amazing.
I don't know whether it was that, but put it like this, the previous trip I've been on, I didn't have Doctor of Osteomology on there, and I didn't get upgraded, so it's
got to be something, isn't it? But totally. Yeah, absolutely. So and Shadi, you have got so much. When you play your flute, it brings me so much joy when you play that. So absolutely, you've got an amazing gift. So yes, absolutely. Shadi also plays the Native American flute.
Oh, does she? How amazing!
Yeah. So
has she got Native American links?
No, Persian.
I mean, she's one of the most stunning girls I've ever seen in the last, I don't know how many years. Such a beautiful, beautiful face. I am very envious, not really, because, I'm older than you, but you are so stunning, Shadi. You really are absolutely stunning. But you are not, you're a beautiful person with it. You're a whole stunning inside and out. Of course it does, Sylvia. Oh, absolutely. I always smile at everybody. They think I'm totally bonkers, mate. But, just carry on smiling. Because it makes a difference. Who is it? That's one of the there's a comedian. I can't remember who it is. They say, it's Spike Milligan said, "A smile's infectious. Let's infect the whole world with a smile."
Yes.
And there's absolutely a little poem he wrote.
It is. Yeah, it's a cracking poem.
I can't remember it, but I just know.
No, I can't, but it is a good one.
But it's Spike Milligan. Shadi, you're most welcome, because I think you're gorgeous. I really do.
Yeah. But that is it. Smile is all it takes. And I had a personal experience, which is the reason why I smile at strangers on the streets. And it's because you just don't know what they're going through. You don't know what's going on in their mind.
No.
And by you smiling at them, you could just change the direction that they're going to take the rest of that day. Absolutely. Instantly.
Completely.
And I agree with that with Sylvia. Whether they smile back or not, I smile because
me too.
You don't know what's going on behind those eyes, and that's
why I don't like masks.
Yeah. Oh God.
Let's take everything away from us. Let's make us all miserable. Yeah. So I don't wear a mask in the supermarket because they can all stay 2 meters away from me. But I smile at everybody in the supermarket. And I'm so nice to everybody. I'm so polite. I'm not my rude, unhappy self, because I can be rude and, especially when people haven't done something right, you know, mainly things like, you know, telephone companies and banks and things. They're usually the ones that do it all wrong. But I do believe that's this mask. Take your mask. If you're going to wear anything, wear a visor, and then people can see your face, and carry on smiling.
I do find that.
Definitely.
Absolutely. And yeah, I mean, because we just briefly mentioned Oasis during all of this about coming together, and we did have a little chat last night, because obviously with the situations changing and how people are going to be dealing and feeling about the next few months coming, yeah, we are going to be putting together Team Oasis, and we are going to be throwing out something out there to keep the spirits rising, to keep people
brilliant
entertained, whilst, you know, it's apparent that we are still needed. So we are,
and we're celebrating my birthday, aren't we? Because it's on my birthday. Got to have a party for my birthday on Sunday the 4th. There we go. So
absolutely,
that's a good excuse to come to Oasis next weekend. But genuinely, guys, if you have any physical pain that you think may not be physical, speak to me about it. Just email me, drop me email. And if you have got no money and you can't afford to pay me anything, fine, don't worry about it, because there might be other places. I mean, I'm mentoring a couple of ladies, I'm not going to say who I'm mentoring, from the Oasis group, and basically I'm supporting them with their applications for disability benefits for personal independent payments, because they're both in such a dire place and they're not claiming it. I just happen to know all about this stuff because I've worked in it and I know it, and I can help you. And it doesn't mean I have to charge. I mean, I was talking to one of them yesterday and said, look, you know, how would you feel if you got this? Would you, I said, I've offered to do this for free for you, but I'm thinking of this as a service, that if I get you through all of this and then you get a little bit of a lump sum because it's backdated, because it always is, would you be happy to give me a little contribution? Doesn't have to be a lot. I said, that's a brilliant idea, because you're going to support me through all of this. I said, well, I'm not expecting it from you, so don't, you know, blow that one out the window. But we can all do things to support each other through this, whether it's helping somebody apply for universal credit. I mean, that's just a nightmare, but there's going to be loads of people unemployed. I used to work in employment support, getting people back into jobs. You know, it's a few years ago now, so CVs might have changed a little bit. But if you need support with filling your CV because you lose your job, ask. You know, put it out there. Who can help me do this? You know, or if you want some coaching around, do you know what? This is an opportunity, but I don't know what to do. I don't know how to run a business. We all run businesses. Ask us. Ask for our help. And that's what I think is really important. We need to support each other in running our businesses, being mentors, not just for the, you know, the modalities we have, you know, whether it's aromatherapy, physical stuff, whatever, but it's also about mentoring you to help you. You know, you may not know what tax you have to pay, or your accounts. All those things are so important. So ask.
They are so important. Absolutely, darling. That is amazing.
Right, I'm going to shut up now and let you talk.
Well, I'm just going to say,
oh, you're gorgeous, young man.
Is there any other questions that you'd like to put across this before we wrap up tonight's show? Because the time has gone fast. It has, but it's been amazing. It's been such an eye-opener. And yeah, I'm going to have a chat with you once I come back from London, because I think there might be some ladies on Serenity Radio that would love to grab you in for a chat, for an interview on there. So
okay,
yeah,
I'm up to doing anything at the moment. Do you know what? I'm up for anything, Dan. I just think the universe is trying to drive us in a new direction. Oh, thank you, Shadi. I totally agree with you. He is gorgeous, isn't he? His husband is a lucky man, is all I can say.
No, I'm the lucky man. I am.
With all that technical knowledge, I'm coming to borrow him at some point. I really am.
I am so lucky. I mean, literally, because I am not an easy person to live with. I can go from zen to bitch in 60 seconds. And, literally, I could sit down, have a cup of coffee and be like, thank you, sweetheart. And then literally I could be like, oh, and it's like, where's that come from? And it's, yeah, I am difficult.
It's not a gay thing then?
No.
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 Are you sure? I know lots of gay men who are like that.
No. No, it's not. No, it's not a queen thing. It's not.
No. It's just a personality trait then.
Yeah, it is. It's just that, I think, I must just tip my head slightly and that chemical just goes down, connects and goes, and yeah.
Do you know what? The fact that you're aware of it is super.
That is it. And yeah, Shardy says it is because I'm a Piscean, so I've got 2 fish.
Well, I'm a Libra and I'm always trying to keep everything balanced and I never succeed.
Oh, whereas I'm fighting. I am literally like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. No, I can't do that. Well, that's a good idea. No, yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah. Do I go with the tide? Do I go against the tide? Do I go with the tide? Do I go? What? So this is why I've got a Virgo by my side who just puts my feet in the ground and goes, don't. And I'm like,
okay. I love it. Brilliant. I love it. It's so brilliant. Dan, you are amazing.
Oh, Laurie, I am so lucky to have you in this group, and I'm so lucky that I am so blessed to have such to be part of this community. We are such an amazing group, a lovely bunch of people, and I think, Laurie, you would enjoy the Oasis weekend.
Oh God, it's beautiful. Amazing people. Learned so much.
You do.
You won't necessarily like every speaker because some things will resonate with you and some won't. But it's just a lovely atmosphere in the room and everybody's, waving and singing and dancing. And Elaine puts some lovely music on in between, doesn't she, Dan? There's a little bop around, It's beautiful. You should join.
Absolutely. Right, gorgeous girl. I am going to say a huge thank you because we met at Oasis. We've had a few little brief chats, but thank you so much for coming on tonight.
Oh, you're so welcome. I've really enjoyed it. Thank you for having me. It's been
you are beautiful inside and out. Keep shining that light, gal, because you know what, people need to see you shine.
And I need to speak to your other half about this StreamYard and stuff because I haven't got a clue about that. I definitely need to come down to Exeter in the next couple of weeks and come and have a cup of tea. Cup of Red Bush, put the kettle on.
Absolutely. The kettle is on. The door is always open. I say that to everybody. Everyone is welcome.
Mike, here too. If anybody's within reach of Bristol and they need something, please ask. And I literally step over there and I'm in my front room, so it's very rarely that I say no.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I will see you Monday morning for our little
that'd be lovely. And hope to see all the rest of you not this weekend, the weekend after.
Yeah.
And bring cake because it's my birthday on the Sunday.
We will bring cake. I'll drop you down into the waiting room and then you could just sign off, log off. But thank you so much, Dawn.
Bye, everyone. Thank you so much.
Bye, gorgeous. Oh, that was amazing. Absolutely incredible. Loved this evening and loved catching up with Dawn. She is incredible. And email address is still on there. So, guys, if you feel like anything that we've mentioned tonight could help you, do get in touch with her. It is important that we get these sorted out. So, moving on. What have we got coming up? Well, we're off to the Big Smoke tomorrow. We're going up to London. Friday, we are... I'll wave back at you, Shardy. Friday, we are meeting up with Melaine Stone, the lovely medium who has been on Oasis. And we are going to be doing a live interview with her. So it won't be a StreamYardy as such because we're going to be next to each other, socially distant on a sofa, of course. So we're going to be face to face, and I'm going to be talking to her, who is an amazing lady, who I resonate strongly with her backstory. It's very similar episode to mine. So it'll be very interesting to speak to her and to connect with her. So join us again on Friday at 7 o'clock. We'll be going live with Melaine. And then next week, it's all change for next week, because we've got the amazing launch of my radio show, Crystal Fornicopia, which is going out live next Thursday at 6 o'clock. If you can't catch it then, it's going out live on Sunday at 12 o'clock on Serenity Radio, UK Serenity Radio. So for you guys who know us for a long time, Thursday night used to be our market. So we're not going on anything Thursdays because we want to try and get people to listen to my show. Although, please bear with me for the first 4 shows. They do get better. So Monday nights is going to be the same. We're going to do a development-y kind of thing on a Monday. Wednesday is now the new marketplace. That is the new time and day for the market, is Wednesdays. Thursday we're not going to be on because of the radio station. And then Friday is going to be the quiz. And then Saturday is the new home for the special guests, because I feel it's right to give them a Saturday night slot. They're special. They give up their time to come on and chat to us. So although Wednesdays has been a nice home for these amazing people, but Saturday night is going to be the new home, and we will get other people back again who have been with us beforehand. So I know the lovely Dawn was on us tonight, but give it a few weeks and we'll gladly have her back again to recap or to discuss anything else, anything new that's coming on board. So a nice week for us all. So yeah, have a good weekend, guys. Have a good rest of the week. See you here Friday night. But if not, we'll see you next week. Have a great one. See you all soon. Thank you for your support. Thank you for being here. Love to you all.